So this fight, you guys are going in. You got hooked first. Oh no! Oh, Decrepify coming out from the Pugna, but that also means you cannot attack.
But unfortunately, my reactions just weren't good enough to realize I was Decrepify and then hooked again.
This game, we're gonna watch first your laning, how it goes, and then we'll talk more about your item decisions and your rotations, like you talked about.
Yep.
We'll try to focus our direction of this coaching session on those things, so we know like what you need to do to be able to carry this game, because it does feel like you have the power in your hands as long as you have a good laning state.
Yeah.
Right, because you're the big disabler in this game.
Yeah, it's a good void game.
Starting off, you got 1 regen, you got 2 flippers. I think it's great. Some damage.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of gold because of some picking shenanigans going on.
Yeah. So what are you doing here, like for the bounty rune?
Oh yeah, so we were just like, we can't contest them, so my Oracle goes to go and try and steal theirs, and I just run away.
But you
go
should,
and
when
block
you do
the line
in these kind of games, when this kind of stuff happens, you need to be here at the other rune and you need to look at them. So like, you need to make sure that your team doesn't go and kill the enemy team doesn't go and kill your Oracle. You see how like you're letting your Oracle high and dry here, right? And you're like doing something. You pretty much did nothing, right?
Doing nothing. Yeah, agreed.
Like, so here, if you go here, you can give information to your teammate. You can tell them what's happening. You know who's coming to you to kill him. So maybe he needs to run upwards instead of downwards, right? Because like in my games, this Oracle is 100% dead if you don't give him information like that. That's a big thing that maybe you can do in the future. And you go for the time lock level 1. It'll help you last it, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Pretty much the biggest reason why you would instantly skill it. And you know,
yeah, and
like,
I know I'm not going to be harassed, right? So,
right.
And I know I'm going to dodge hooks like a god, so.
Yep. So yeah, so in the early laning stage, you really want to just focus on your denying of the waves and stuff. Like, you're not too worried about harassing them. Because like the more you hit him, the more you're pulling aggro. And the more that your lane will push into the enemy. You see what's happening? Like every time you hit him, like you keep pulling aggro onto yourself.
Yeah, but once he pulls the aggro over to the range creep, I kind of feel like it's done anyway, because like I can't pull it to my range creep because it's under tower.
So you guys
I figure the best thing to do is just hit him, right?
Right. So you guys play together, right? You and this Jake English guy. So what you can do is like in these kind of situations, especially when there's like one hero, try to ask your support to deny the creeps with you. Like this creep, when it's like at 80 health, both of you attack at the same time, that creep is dead. Right?
Yeah.
And this Lycan can only do like 70 damage or 60 something damage with the armor.
Yeah.
So you guys can actually focus on denying creeps together, especially against heroes like Lycan who have good sustain, right? And that way you can make sure that this Lycan gets like no experience and you get ahead. Because when you're like level 3, that's the time that you can actually, you know, own the enemy. Because this early level harassing like on level 1 like this doesn't do a whole lot against a hero like Lycan. Right?
Yeah.
Where like he's a hero who's so dependent on experience. Like if you when you watch like professional players playing, like if you watch them closely, like you notice that they prioritize creeps so much more than they prioritize on harassing at first. Unless the enemy's out of position. Yeah. So I think that would help a lot. So now the lane gets pulled up here and you actually farm the creep wave in front of your tower. Were you thinking at any point to like pull the creep wave behind your tower? When he did this?
Kind of, but I was like, oh, I can probably get all the CS under tower anyways.
Okay.
And
That's
he
fair.
wanted to pull, but he missed it.
Yeah, but he was kind of slow, right, at pulling this creep wave. Like he was looking at the pudge, but he shouldn't care about this pudge at all. This pudge can't do anything to you.
Yeah, he got the red blood, or the blue blood, I guess, when you see someone using a clarity, you're just like, I want to take that thing off.
Yeah, so you should have definitely got that pull off. It would have been insanely big. Because you guys would have got so much XP from that, you would have farmed another wave under tower for free. And you would create this big difference in experience between you guys and the enemy heroes. Which would have been very, very nice for you. And yeah, like see those creeps there? Like in these kind of situations when you're fighting against like a carry kind of in the offlane, try to focus on the deny. But here, if the Oracle's with you and you guys are like focusing on the denies, it's kind of big. Like you guys can easily get both of those denies, like whatever is in front of you. And then if you're in trouble, you can always just jump out, right, with the time walk. And now the enemy is like pulling the creeps in front of his tower. And in this situation, I would highly recommend for you to actually drag this creep wave all the way behind the tower here. And you can pretty much deny an entire creep wave. Because if the enemy heroes come here, what happens is you can kill them, right? You have more room to chase them down. And now all your Oracle has to do is just make sure that they cannot pull this big camp. And they're going to lose an entire creep wave back here, where they cannot contest you, and you're going to deny all your creeps. So a hero like Faceless Void in the early game is not, or especially in the first like few levels, is not about trying to kill your enemy. It's all about trying to get more XP than your enemy, out-sustaining them, get higher levels, and then you can kill them later.
Yeah, yeah. Is it worth for the Oracle, in this situation when you know your lane's going to get cut a lot, is it worth for the Oracle to just go and like stop the hard camp spawning? Just like block
this
it?
Camp? For what reason you mean? Like, are they
Just
gonna
to stop
go there and
them,
pull
like-
it?
Just to stop the, yeah, just to stop them pulling.
Well, they're not gonna. They haven't pulled it yet, right? Because they're the ones who are like
Yeah,
playing
but
up here.
say if
But
I
he
brought
can-
my creeps back behind the tower, they might
Oh
start
yeah,
doing
he
that
will
to
stop the
response,
pull.
right?
Exactly. All he has to do is hit that camp and pull it here.
You just have
right?
to stop it. All right, cool.
Yeah, you just have to stop it
Very
from getting
cool.
pulled, right? He doesn't need to like actually block the camp if he's thinking
Yeah.
about what he needs to do next. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this Lycan has like this is a Lycan Pudge lane. Like this lane is not very strong at all, and they're fighting against a Faceless Void where you have like there's no kill threat on you. So when there's no kill threat on you, it's really good to try and contest the enemy creeps and like make sure that you can deny as much as you can from the lane. And that's why I said like pulling that creep wave over there is really good, especially since they took the creep wave to the tower, and it would have been great for you to like get all those denies off. And now the enemy is like trying to go behind the creep wave and trying to cut because they know they can't do anything to you, right?
Yeah.
It's all they can really do. So you have pretty much a free lane in this game. Like you got all the farm in the world that you can get.
Yeah.
So now the enemy's pulling again. And here, like this waves, you can surely just take it to the tower. That's fine. And then you can just go and help your support after you kill all the creeps. That's great. And you just need your support to like be annoying to the enemy. You know, if he's pulling like this and he's killing these camps, steal that XP here, right? Like, I think Jake English should be right here, stealing this experience from the Lycan. Who's like trying to kill the camp and not like talking your XP, right? Because you have, like, Pudge can't do anything to you. You're Gucci, man. You're just out here living the life.
Living the dream. Hell
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Oh, missed your time walk a little bit.
Jumped up a cliff, you know. What a better view.
Yeah, and now you get the kill on the Lycan. That's nice. That's very nice for you guys. You got a lot of XP from that. And I like how you go for the 2 Wraith Bands. That makes you really, really powerful at this stage in the game. You kill the Pudge too? Oh, no. Kill the Pudge. Oh, good. So you go for the boots next. I like it. I dig it. And look at that. You see how, like, this game to the first time we coached you, like, how much more experience you're getting as a core. Right?
Oh yeah, massively. It's been a huge difference.
So huge. I remember last time we watched you were level 6 at like minute 8 or 9 or something, right? I don't even remember. This game you're already level 5.5, and you're like,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
guys are
to be
owning.
honest, with heroes like Naga and like illusion heroes, which I like playing a lot, and I feel like are some of my strongest. Like when you play this kind of Dota with them, it just feels ridiculously strong because you can just
for sure.
you get XP, you just take over the entire jungle,
Yeah,
and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Like you're
Yeah,
you're just farming way faster than anybody else in the game. every time.
exactly. And you probably want to put your boots right in your inventory instead of the healing salve. The healing salve can always stay in your backpack. You don't need to have that.
Yeah, nice
Like, and I think you bought your salve late, right? Or did you have it from the start? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, it's probably not even that necessary. Like when you're buying regen on your hero, like you should assess that from how much the enemy is doing harass damage to you. And generally as a carry, it's a lot better to buy tangles and let your position 5 buy flask if you need it. Like let them bring it or something. Because tangles are much more efficient, cost less gold, and you want to get those items. And here at this point in the game, you got a Chrono, and I like how you're just kind of pushing out the lane as fast as you can, and then you just go to the big camp here. This is great. Now you're level 7. Holy shit. The difference is huge from the first time when we were watching you playing with your support and now. Absolutely great. I love it. So here you go to the small camp here, but I would, because you're Faceless Void, do you think there's a better play that you can do than just go to
Oh
the
yeah,
small
I
camp
could be
here?
in lane here 100%.
Right? Because you're Faceless Void, you have a way
I
to
can
just
kill
get out.
Pudge possibly as well, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I don't know about killing the Pudge, it's kind of hard, but at least if you push out this lane, then you push the creep wave into the tower, maybe the enemy misses the last hit, but then you have the freedom to go to the jungle or TP somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? to make a play happen, because you do have a Chronosphere, right? In this game. And it looks like your mid lane is going well too. The enemy mid laner tower is dead. That's huge. That's very huge.
Yeah, Pugnagood did good at pressuring.
So you're going for a Battle Fury. Can you tell me a little bit more as to why you decided to go for Battle Fury?
Yeah, so it was a toss-up between Battle Fury and Maelstrom, Mask of Madness build for me this game, and I decided to go for the Battle Fury because I felt like the physical damage and the AoE damage when I went for the Aghanims later on as well is going to be really good versus Anti-Mage and his illusions, plus the army which Lycan was going to be putting out. And I felt like I was kind of I wanted to be the ultimate carry this game, right? Because you've got Lycan, AM, Monkey King on the enemy team. That's really greedy, and I felt like if I just out farm everyone, then I can kind of just be like the one control the game.
Do you think in this kind of game, because you're the only disabler, it might be better if you had a more active build than Battle Fury?
Yeah, possibly, but I mean, would that not mean then suffering in terms of having to be more active means not as much farm? And
so the way I see it, right, is that the enemy don't have any real ways to team fight you guys early game and mid game, right? And your team is already taking 2 towers, right? Does that mean that after you have so much pressure on the map, should you slow down the game and farm with Battle Fury and give a chance to your enemy? Or do you think that if you had, say, a Mask of Madness Maelstrom build, you could just be in front of their faces, make sure they can't jungle, and also giving yourself the solo kill potential on any of the enemy heroes?
Yeah, that's a good point.
For example, how else is AM gonna die this game if you're not the one chronoing him, right?
Yeah.
AM
but like, isn't Maelstrom not great versus AM because of
it's okay, but it's more of like that's more of just because of it's your farming tool, right?
Okay.
It's cheaper, right? It's your farming tool. Mask of Madness alone probably kills the AM, but the Maelstrom will still do some damage. It's not like AM's gonna have max counterspell or something.
True.
Right, so you're still gonna do enough damage. It's just a matter of like you have a farming tool, but you also have a damage. Like Mask of Madness and Maelstrom together is like almost the same price of Battle Fury and some or something, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have good sustain, but generally I don't see a lot of bases void by in Battle Fury unless they're against like illusion heroes like Phantom Lancer or Naga.
Yeah, I mean, what about the mobs of Lycan though? I mean, that was something I was very worried about this game because we just don't have.
I mean, are you gonna be able to hit them? Are you gonna like chrono him or something? Are you gonna chrono the summons and attack it?
Well, no, my plan was go for the Aghanims so that the bash attacks AoE and just kills all those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to worry about that.
my long-term plan.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. It's probably way too far ahead where like you kind of want to just play for the tempo that your team has right now. Right?
Okay.
Like you have not about a single piece of Battle Fury, right? But if you assess the map right now, you already took tier 1 tower mid, you took a tier 1 tower top, and you can utilize this time to like pressure up the enemy somehow, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I keep playing this game, but I still want you to play comfortably, right? If you think Battle Fury, if you have a better idea of how to play with that, do it by all means. But in like a higher MMR game, I would imagine players will not go for this. And here, just resuming the game here, 10 minutes, like you should definitely prioritize the bounty rune super badly, right? Like you not taking this bounty rune removed like what 200 or 300 gold from your team and gave 300 gold to the enemy team, right?
Yeah.
So you pretty much lost 600 gold by doing this, by going for the small camp here.
Yeah.
And missing that time. So that's huge. I think that's
that was a me not looking at the clock thing for sure.
Yeah. I think somebody reminded you though. Like I just want to mention like this is very important. Like bounty runes, especially as a core, like you gotta look at that stuff for sure. Yeah, it was like orange is like ping is like, and you're like, I can't get there in time. I'm sure he's already got it. And then you didn't go there. But that's huge. That's 600 gold difference that you had to prioritize. So here you have a catapult bottom, tier 1 towers alive. I think in this position, do you think there's something that you can do here from here?
Well,
maybe for your team.
Go help top rather than push the tower.
Or is there another something else that maybe you can do 10 minutes?
What, other than helping top or pushing tower?
Okay, so what you can do in this situation is you can ask your team to come bottom at 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right? because now you have Chrono, you have all the power in the world, right? To stun
Yeah.
someone. Top, you can TP, but it's pointless because what happens is as soon as you TP top, like there's no tier 1 tower to take it, right?
Yeah.
You can sure go to this fight, but like, what if your Pugna came bottom and took the tier 1 tower with you, or someone else came bottom and killed someone with you with your Chrono too, right? Like there's two options with Faceless Void. You either go to a fight and you use your Chrono, or you get someone to come to you and you use your Chrono. And then after that you can farm all you want. So here, you have a catapult bottom, you have like a pretty decently sized wave, you're very strong. You can ask somebody before this catapult reaches the tower to TP bottom for you, and you two together can take this tower. And as soon as the enemy sees 2 heroes bottom, they're just gonna give you the tower probably at your low, at this like ranked.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if someone was here and you Chrono this Lycan, he's probably dead, right? Like if Pugna was here, if Pugna used Blast and like sucks this Lycan, he's probably dead, yeah. So that was your chance, like every 10 minutes, like the timing is very important in the early game. So 10 minutes you got the bounty urn, 10 minutes also the catapult spawn, and then you can connect that into a tower push bottom already. Because you want to stay bottom anyway, because you're like kind of protecting this tower and you feel like there's not a whole lot to do top, right? And nobody is like actually contesting you down here, so you're getting a lot of farm regardless. I like what you do here. You go for the ancients, get some more experience. Look at your net worth, it's very high.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing very, very good, but you have zero pressure on this tower, to be honest. And now the Oracle comes bottom, and suddenly nobody wants to fuck with you here. But imagine if this happened at 10 minutes, right? When the catapult was
here. We'd have the catapult, would be doing more with it. For sure.
This tower was dead already, right? If the catapult is here. And that's the difference. So instead, like you guys push later, which is a bit slower timing, it's okay, you still get the tower. But now they're able to contest you because you've been here for such a long time. Chrono into TP out. Defensive Chrono? Oh no.
Does not feel good. But,
that does not feel good, sir. That does not feel good. And this is like not a feels good man moment for sure here. And now you TP top, you start farming there, and suddenly the enemy have some space to push out bottom because now they don't have the fear of Chrono anymore. And yeah, this doesn't feel good. And I think here, like, you definitely want to keep on pushing top out because you want to be able to contest the anti-mage's farm. Like when you go backwards like this in terms of your farming pattern, it means that you guys are behind. So you want to be going forward because you are ahead and you are stronger than the AM right now. The AM can't man fight you, even if he has battle fury. So you gotta like keep moving ahead here, and you will pretty much like push the wave into the tower and like make sure that the AM can't farm these camps, these 3 camps pretty much. And you know that you yourself is like, it's so hard for them to kill you, right? You just like time walk once and then you're just like out of there already. They don't really have like...
Yeah, I mean, the Pudge maybe complicates things a bit.
Well, wasn't Pudge bottom and 4 heroes bottom, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have nothing to fear top if all the heroes rotated bottom. Because if 4 heroes rotated bottom, you going top is perfect. But you need to keep pressuring that and make all the people come top again. Like bring them back top lane. So you guys use your Moonlight, your mid lane, you have Chrono, you're happy. He gets Decrepify, all good. He's still dead. You leap forward, you Chrono the Lycan. Great plays. Awesome. And now you're going aggressively into the enemy jungle. I love this. This is exactly what you should do when you're ahead. And you know how you said like you farm less because you're like active? It's not true because you're taking farm away from the enemy, but you're also farming their creeps. Right? So like let me ask you one question. Is it better to be up 5k gold where your net worth is 10k and the enemy net worth is 5k, or is it better to be at 5k gold where your net worth is 15k and enemy net worth is 10k?
Oh yeah, for sure. You're up 10k and they're up 5k for sure.
Exactly, right? Because that means you have 2 items, they have 1 item. Where if you have 15k, that means you have 3 items, they have 2 items. So like the higher your net worth and the more like you farm to increase your farm and you're not stopping them from farming, it's actually getting worse as the game progresses. And that's sort of like what's happening in this game. You prioritize your battlefield, you prioritize like your own farm over like slowing down the enemy's farm when your team is the one who wants to play aggressively and be ahead in the game.
Sure.
And that's how this AM got to this net worth, because like if you were up here with like more active build and farming his jungle creeps, this AM won't be having a lot of space. Neither would the Lycan. They will all start clashing for farm in this game. and they will like start complaining a lot. At some point, they're gonna have like 4 heroes bottom, and probably what would have happened was you would have TP'd here, you would have chrono like 3 guys, and your team would have wiped them.
Yeah.
Because they would run out of creeps to farm on this map. Oh, that's a sad hook. I'm assuming they probably had a
that was a hook for the Oracle, and not maybe they had a ward up.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, one way or the other, right? Like, that feels bad because you also have a Battle Fury, and when you have Battle Fury, you don't want to be dead.
No, you do not.
So now you're dead for a while, you're just watching your team, and you're going for an Aghanim's next item, so you don't have much like attack speed, right? With this build, kind of hurts.
No,
without attack speed, it's very hard to kill the anti-mage within the Chronosphere. Well, that's pretty nice though, the net for the AM, if you do catch him. So now you're playing aggressively, but it feels like you're playing kind of aggressively with the wrong build now, right? In a way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I kind of want to finish my Ags, but at the same time, I do want to put pressure on the AM.
Exactly.
And it does get a bit confusing.
And your team can't do anything without you, like, leading the way with your Chrono. Because they don't have any stuns, right? On your team.
Yeah.
Apart from the Mirana. And Mirana probably should have went for like a Yule's build this game, so she can set up some disables or so. But I like what you did. Like, you guys farm top, you kill the tower, then you run back to mid lane. Like, you're trying to contain them the best that you can between top and middle. It would have just been nice to do that, like, maybe like 6 minutes earlier, where the AM doesn't really have the Battle Fury yet, and he really desperately needs these creeps. Ooh, nice jump in, kill the Jakiro, use the Chrono for him too. But look at bottom. Oh no.
This is bonkers.
Oh no.
He's got a baby.
He's got a Necro 3 and a Dami and a Manta AM. Oh no.
This is the saddest moment of the game. This is when the flame went out. The hearts.
Oh god. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like, if you're trying to contest the AM like with Battle Fury for Battle Fury, it just gets really, really scary. In these situations.
Yeah, and you can like beat its timing by like a minute or something. It doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter.
AM,
you will farm faster, and unless you're like always in his face before that, you know.
Exactly.
Or in your enemy's face before that. And the reason why you didn't want to be in their face is because, of course, like you went for the much slower build with the Battle Fury in this game. So now it feels really, really freaking bad. I would say though, like if I go back a little bit earlier in this game, like after you guys take the mid tower. You guys someone should have noticed what's happening bottom and like went back and defended that, right? So
yeah, I did. So like, this was a point where I was like, saying we should go back and defend, and Pugna's like, we push faster.
Yeah,
and I was like,
true, right?
okay, and then we didn't, and I was like, ugh. And it was the kind of point where I was like, yeah, I should have just been like, no, I knew we didn't push fast.
Yeah,
you know? Pugna is not enough. I knew that Lycan is a disgusting hero, but. Unfortunately, you know, I kind of made the wrong call here for sure.
Yeah, Pugna TP'd bottom, but it's like
he can't do that.
He cannot fight into that. This is a Necro book. He would just decrypt and die. Yeah, you had to go back 100%. I just want to see if like if you could have went back a little bit earlier, even when the tier 2 tower was in danger. Because like you guys push top, right? You take this tower, which is nice. And the Lycan is like already here, and I think this is like a huge problem. And the Pugnas like keep pinging the enemy base. He's like, go high ground, guys. You have AM, please go. But like you can't, like you already can't allow this to happen. And this is one of those situations where it would be nice if you had good defensive ward in the bottom jungle, so you guys can always see the rotation of the Lycan and the AM. So before they go to split push, somebody's already there pushing that lane out very hard.
Yeah.
So in this situation, like it's just by 21 minutes. The position in the game that you guys are in is already unacceptable because you guys got tier 1 tower top and middle very early, but the pressure was no longer there. So wherever the AM is farming, it would be really nice if you guys can like go there and occupy that area earlier in the game. So the 2 jungles would be this jungle and probably this jungle, right? So if you're not occupying the area, at least have wards there, right? If you have wards there, you can always see where the AM is farming, and you can like plan your engagements according to that. So if you guys see like, if you guys are top lane and you see like 3 heroes in this jungle because of a ward, then you can just kill the tower for free, right? You don't have to be afraid of anything. If you're in the bottom jungle here and you're controlling mid lane and bottom lane, and you see like 3 heroes run top, then you can just take this mid tower and the bottom tower.
Yeah.
That would be the most ideal situation for you all to do in this game.
But not at 21 minutes, right? Like earlier on.
after you guys already take the tier 1 towers. So in this kind of game, by 12 minutes, you guys already have all tier 1 towers, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, once all the tier 1 towers are down, it's your time to like put these aggressive vision on the enemy. That sees like where they want to farm. And when you see them farming somewhere and like cluttered into one area, you go take the free towers, right? Because you don't have that good of a catch, to be honest, in your lineup. So you gotta play that push game. Like this is one of those games where you're probably going high ground at like 15 minutes with your heroes. Or something.
Yeah.
With like mech on Marana, you got Oracle, you got Chrono, you got Abaddon with Curse and stuff. He's even got a Radiance this game to do damage. Like, you guys got a lot of stuff. Like, yeah. And at 15 minutes, I think that's the time AM even finishes Battle Fury. Maybe 16 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So this really feels super bad for you guys. And I think after this point, like, your game is just not really possible. We'll watch one more clash, like, after you get your Aghanims and see what happens. So you push out bottom because you got Battle Fury and you got the Aghs. Your team is getting jumped top, so you decide to TP into this clash. You jump in. You get a Chrono out onto the Monkey King who's got a BKB. You are hitting the anti-mage, but obviously not a whole... Oh, you guys actually kill the anti-mage. That's nice, but you're gonna die anyway, and it just seems like there's too many strong cores on the side of Dire now, right?
Yeah, they've had the net worth advantage ever since those barracks, and from there on out, it's kind of like you fall behind and it's over.
It's 3 carries, right? There's like not much you can do after that. And I guess Abaddon with Radiance does a pretty good job at dealing with Lycan, but you guys just had to apply the pressure early game. Like, you had this window between 10 and 20 minutes because they're playing 3 carries to just end this game.
Yeah.
Essentially. So now you're back alive. We'll see one more thing. You're going for a Mask of Madness now, which I think is good still. It gives you the cheap attack speed that you're looking for, right?
Yeah, I was looking into the future as well. I'm thinking like Satanic and
right. Yeah, it makes sense. Butterfly, Satanic, good items. Oh, nice, you cut him down.
The saddest fight I think I've ever seen this one.
Yeah, it feels kind of bad though that you're playing against Pudge as a Void too, because he can just hook people out of your Chronosphere. So this fight, you guys are going in. You got hooked first. Oh no! Oh, Decrepify coming off from the Pugna, but that also means you cannot attack. You get a Chronosphere.
Yeah,
but...
it's. I mean, I was like, well, I mean, I understand why he did it. I didn't say anything to him, so I agreed with the play 100%, but unfortunately my reactions just weren't good enough to realize I have to Decrepify and then hooked again. And
yeah, it feels bad. Feels real bad. The Lycan is always providing so much vision, right, with all his wolves and the necro books at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's good enough for us. These fights are just really tough from here on out. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going for a more stronger individual right-click build in this game, because you're the one who needs to be active with your Chrono, because your team doesn't have stuns, pretty much.
Yeah.
On your lineup. And I think that would have slowed down the enemy carries farm. Like, you need to, at the start of the game, you need to always look at their heroes and look at your heroes, right? If your heroes are faster than theirs and theirs are very slow, like AM, Monkey, and Lycan, and they need a lot of farm, that means you could probably play up in their face much earlier in the game, right? And Battle Fury won't allow you to do that, obviously. We've been over that. And then whatever items do allow you to do that, that's what you should do, because you can create the tempo for your team by doing so.
Yeah. So if there's a game like this where I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm providing both probably lock down a decent amount of the damage, because obviously we've got Pugner into AM, which doesn't really look too great for Pugner unless it's really early on in a game. Rather than trying to be like just thinking, okay, I need to be strong, therefore I need to out farm and farm loads then, but just go for the items which allow you to do that more aggressively and do more earlier on. Like Mask of Madness, Maelstrom was a build this game basically.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I think Maelstrom lets you farm very fast also.
Oh yeah.
You don't really need the Battle Fury, right? Like, to farm fast or something. And if you do decide to go for a Battle Fury build, I think it's still okay. But you have to play differently. You have to play aggressively while going for Battle Fury.
Yeah.
you have to like for example 10 minutes you have to get that bounty, then call someone bottom to take that tower with you, and then you need to like maybe tell your support to get some aggressive vision so you can farm more aggressively also, right? Like instead of maybe farming ancients here, you might want to consider farming ancients here in the dire camp, and maybe have your heroes nearby you. Like Oracle can just camp you in this area, and if you get gone on by a pudge, maybe Oracle can just save you and you guys can just get out together.
Yeah.
And this, by you just existing in this, will naturally make the AM run to the other jungle where there's probably a Pugna and an Abaddon there already that he can't bully out. So you can like cut off so much of the enemy's farm.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much. I don't think there's much more to be said about this game, or no questions to be had.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
I mean, I'm glad from the first coaching session we had, I noticed like how your guys' laning has improved a lot. Sometimes there's shenanigans like pulling that comes and stuff, and you gotta learn a little bit more like on that stuff, and that will come naturally from experience. So when you combine all these things that you learn, like it's gonna be hard at first because you're like trying to relearn the game again. Like whatever bad habits you had, like you're trying to remove it and learn new things. So you'll probably do worse, but your potential to be better will increase. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a sure thing. So like questions I had from a little bit what you mentioned in this game, a little bit what you mentioned in the last coaching session we had as well. I have been trying to play in the enemy side of the map a lot more. When you're losing and the enemy's on your side of the map, but you know they've all got TPs up, and I find myself trying to play in their jungle or play up in this top lane, and often I'm able to take the tier 1 tower pretty successfully, but then they come top and kill me quite often, and I'm just kind of left, you know, dead, and then they run down top lane and take all the towers there, and then you know the game kind of gets slowly taken over when we're
maybe in those games. Sorry, I just want to say maybe in those games there's a very good chance that you guys were probably getting stomped in 3 lanes, right?
Yeah, sometimes. But if I'm a little bit ahead, say, you know, if I'm the only guy in our team who's having a good game, I go top whilst they're all like 5 heroes pushing down bottom, and then they will just TP up 5 to top, and I don't have time to react if I die, right? Like, should I be at top? Should I be in my own jungle? Should I be trying to fight them? I know we can't fight, so
right. So in those situations, you're top lane, you push the tower, and they're trying to come to you. Like 2 things need to happen, right? One, you need to understand what they're doing next. You have to predict that they're gonna come to you before they even come to you, or they can come to you. So you have to see like on the map, like who are the heroes who can kill you, and who needs to be there to kill you. So as soon as those heroes go off the map, you need to like pull yourself out of the lane and go somewhere that's more safe until those heroes show up again. Then when those heroes show up again, you go back in and start harassing, like, or pressuring the lane, right? And let's say there's a situation where you have a ward in the shop, you can buy a ward for yourself and you can plant it top 2 if the support can't get there and plant a ward for you, right? So that can also help you from living, just from understanding like what angle they need to come from to kill you. So you can park yourself in the top lane and continue to farm while also applying pressure. The fact that they came all top to kill you means that you were doing something right in that game.
Right.
Okay. Does that make sense? That means you were applying enough pressure that they felt like they had to come there to kill you. So because all you have to do is get to this point where you know that they're gonna do that because you're applying enough pressure, then you either back off in time or you escape their gank, and then you TP to the other side of the map and start pushing that lane out.
Yeah.
And that will buy your team so much time, and that's how you carry a game. It's like the whole Timbersaw effect, right? Like a Timbersaw is so fat, and then the enemy team come to kill you, and then you escape, right? And all of a sudden, they're losing like thousands of gold in net worth because they come to kill a hero that's unkillable, right? So you're doing the same thing, but as a carry. What you're doing is you're applying enough pressure, making them have to come kill you or come to you, but you're getting away before they can actually reach you. And you have to do whatever it takes to accomplish that. That's either with a ward or using your senses to understand when they can come and play, like, let's say along tree lines, right? Playing along tree lines is like a big thing. You see carry players, like if they're split pushing top here, they will play along these trees here at nighttime. So when the enemy shows up, they will just walk into the trees, kite them, and then TP out, bottom, boom. And all of a sudden, the enemy just wasted like 30 seconds of chasing you, and your team can push out mid lane, get a lot of farm, D-ward the bottom jungle, and you're already bottom split pushing as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I find it really easy to do that with like illusion heroes and stuff because you can just kind of send stuff into the lane
Right.
before you. But
Right.
as like void monkey, those heroes, I find it a little bit harder sometimes.
Right. So you gotta increase your senses in those situations, right? Like when you're last hitting creeps, you're not thinking about like getting the last hits anymore at that point. Like your hero would just naturally get it. So you can put more of your focus and your thoughts into like where the enemy is and where they're gonna go next. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that point in the
100%,
game, you have
100%.
like
Trying to predict their movement.
150 or 200 damage per right click. Like it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter anymore. You're just pushing the lanes fast and jungling, so you just predict.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much.
No problem. Looks good. Night Nomad. What is that? What
Good night,
face?
my friend. That what face? Because the guy's name is Nomad.
Oh
It's
yeah.
Nomad saying good night to Nomad. It's,
Nomad JY. Okay.
what's up, brother? Fellow nomads.
Where'd you get your name from anyway? Nomad.
That's a nice question. I got my name because I kind of, well, twofold actually. When I got back into casting, I used to be under the name Peanut Almighty, which I kind of came up with when I was like 13, 12 or so, and wanted to change it to something a bit more professional, so to speak. And I just come back from Canada where I did a little bit of traveling as well, so kind of fit in with that. But more importantly, I've always liked the idea of like nomads and stuff, because the traditional nomads back from like the kind of Neolithic era, basically, the people who went around different tribes of the old humans and kind of spread stories from town to town, and they weren't really like tradesmen as such, but just kind of people that knew the stories and knew the tales and the news and everything like that going on, and they'd be put up in like tribes and given food and given everything they needed to survive, basically just from going around and telling stories, essentially, which is kind of what like a modern day caster does it in a way. So that's
Right.
that's where my name kind of comes from. That's
very
theory behind it.
sophisticated. I would have never thought of that because I'm not as sophisticated as you are. I'm just a memer and a gamer. All I know is video games.
What's your name from then?
You already know my name is. It means I love you forever.
Yeah, but what does I love you forever? What's that come from?
Where I come from? I did an interview a long time ago. I talked about it. So I had a girlfriend back in high school, and in her phone she placed my name as 1437 because some people can be very nosy, and she didn't want people to know like who she was talking to and stuff. She didn't want to put my name in there, so she put 1437. It means I love you forever. And then I learned that. Then when I was making a Battle.net account, I learned that a lot of the Chinese players, like pro Chinese players that I watched replays of, they had numbers for their names, right? So I wanted to also have a number for my name, so I used that one.
Just like me. Wow, very cool.
And surprisingly, nowadays my name is the pin of a lot of people. Like, if someone is a Dota player or watches professional Dota, and they have a pin for their bank account, try 1437. It might actually work. It might actually work. I'm not even joking you. The amount of people who have told me like, "Hey man, your name is my pin," and I'm like, okay.
There's 3, 4 numbers. Where have I had 4 numbers before? I know.
Yeah. 4 numbers, 1437.
Yeah, I always wonder how many people have like 3322 and stuff like that as their pin numbers and stuff in Dota as well, because I definitely have mine for like 1 or 2 things back in the day. I definitely changed them since then, but when I was a little bit stupider, I definitely would have.
Right. All right. I think it was a good session. Nice replay to watch. A lot of talking about playing aggressively as a carry, especially against freaking 3 carries like that. Gotta do something.
Run at them. Yeah,
Run at
definitely.
them, exactly.
Definitely.
BP style.
All right. Cool. All right. If I have any more games that I'm intrigued about, then I shall let you know.
Sure.
And yeah, thanks again for the coaching. Appreciate that a lot. And I'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good night, buddy.
You too, sir. Adios. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this game and what you remember from this game?